you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
I blame it on industry. I blame it on my own hypocrisy. Miseducation and politicians. No one's willing to step up and speak.
Hello, I'm your host, Al Graham, and as usual, we are live here at lifestyleradio.ca as well as .net. Tonight on the program, I am joined by my joint host, Northern Ontario Kim Cooper, and our guest, who, like many of our other guests, strive to help patients with access to the medical cannabis. But unfortunately, like some of the others, tonight's guest also has a court story to talk about. But before we meet our guests, it's time for Kim and I just have a quick little news chat. Just on one item I want to bring up. How are you doing tonight, Kim?
I'm doing pretty good tonight there, Al. How are you doing?
Good. Not too bad. It's doing. I think I'm doing much better than what I thought I was going to have by the time I got out of the hospital. But hey, I'm doing all right. There's been no follow-up problems, which is great.
That's good. I'm sorry that it's not improving as quickly as we would have liked, but at least it may be slow, but at least it's sure, right?
Yeah, that's right. Learning lots as well, in the process.
Absolutely.
Of all this, so. Tonight in our news article, Kim, I see the Health Committee has posted their hearings for Bill C-45, which is the Cannabis Act bill, all about marijuana legalization. And there's an article on the left, and it gives the whole schedule and where they are being, who's meeting, who, where, times, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. It's quite extensive. I haven't had a chance to review anything, so I'm anxious to hear your feedback on what you've read so far.
Well, there are a lot of people who you would know, Anne McClellan and all them, the standard people are going to be joining in. But there's an interesting spot here. They go on about public safety, territorial and provincial responsibilities. It looks like there's anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of discussion being used. Some of them have very long lists of people, lawyers and stuff that are involved. The police, obviously with public safety and justice panels. But there's one here that's on Wednesday the 13th at 8:30 in the morning.
I just caught my eye. Yeah, cool.
Panel on household cultivation of plants.
Yeah.
Witnesses, there's only three. I'm gonna say three people. John Conroy is one of them. Somebody and just two of them. Okay, and somebody from the Canadian Federation of Apartment Associations. So obviously they're going to be in there trying to get us so no condos or apartments are grow zones because they don't want that to linger from unit to unit.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the only reason that panel has been convened with such a limited panel. I mean, the president of the apartment associations, John Dickey, is going to be on this panel, and he's going to have a conversation, I guess, apparently with John Conroy. We all know who John Conroy is, of course, the man that brought, this to the light and has fought so many of our cases in Superior Court in BC and across the country. But responsible for the Allard decision, of course. What does that tell us? That tells us that they're going after apartments. They're going to get so people living in apartments can't grow. That's the only personal purpose for this panel.
It's going to be interesting to see
I wonder,
what
can
comes of
you
it.
to be
There's
to
two
expand?
other panels. There's two others here. One on edible products as well as medical cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, Hillary Black,
Wow.
she's going to be speaking.
Work.
Tina Fraser.
Ethnicities. That one's interesting. Indigenous communities.
Yeah.
Métis Nation. Métis Council. Oh,
Yeah.
very interesting. I would definitely bring it up. I would suggest people try and attend as many of these as possible for sure.
Yeah. I agree. It'd be interesting. I'd like to know if it's being on CPAC.
Yeah, are they going to broadcast them like they did the others? Great to see. So, one of the meetings is September 11th. Well, that's like next week.
Yeah, it is. It is next week.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see Dana Larson speaking as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Well, there you go. I'd say take a look at that list and get yourself some popcorn and find out what's on CPAC and sit down and watch it on TV. Could be very interesting.
This is all going to be in Ottawa?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and some of the people are coming in by Skype. It's not all in person.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our guests before we get into our break. All right.
Yeah.
Tonight's guest is, as I said, is a person like many of our other guests who likes to, they strive to help patients with the access to medical cannabis, but unfortunately end up with a court story to talk about. And we'll hear about that tonight. And I'd like to welcome Kelly Kush to the Pace Radio Show. How are you, Kelly?
I'm good, Al. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm much better than I was recently, and we're just moving forward. So, thank you for coming and agreeing to come on to the program tonight and talk about the Niagara Compassion Club.
Hi there, Kim.
Hi there, Kelly. How are you doing tonight, hon? Thanks for coming on the show tonight. Glad to have you on. So much been going on with you. Wow. I'm glad we were finally able to connect tonight so that we can get your story out.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. So yeah, as the night goes on, Al will pop in and out. It sounds like he's busy typing right now.
Yeah, I'm busy tapping away here. I got a new headset that seems to pick up every sound. And just doing some final wrap-up stuff here with our producer Al. So, but Kelly, like I said, I really appreciate you coming on the program. Interested to hear your story. Usually, what we do is have Kim get things going with questions, and I'll just jump in as we go along.
Sounds good.
So welcome to the show, Kelly. For people that may not know you, Kelly Kush, you're known as online. You owned and operated the Niagara Cannabis Club for a very, very long time. A lot of faithful participants that go there and regulars that go there. You hold regular events like picnics and potlucks and 420 get-togethers. You have a mascot that attends out front, very involved in your community. And you've been around for quite a while in the region, helping patients and non-patients alike with a place for consumption. Great little enterprise that you've had going out there that's been loved by all that has attended until very recently.
Very true.
When you were experienced a raid.
Yes, we had a few of those, actually.
Yeah. So to give people an idea, when was the first raid? Let's go back to the very beginning, Kelly. What exactly happened?
Well, let's go back to the beginning where I was the mom who was against marijuana. I actually phoned the police on my children when they were teenagers. Get this effing marijuana out of my house. The police obviously laughed at me, but you know what? Over time, I needed marijuana, and my boys started educating me about that, and that's where it all started.
Right on, right on. And it's funny, how what we thought was true and what we believed and what we preached, when we find out about the medicinal effects behind it and we find out the truth, we're all, I think, in the same position. We're all floored. It's like, really? You've been lying to me and convincing me of these lies for all these years and caused me to be a monster to people that didn't deserve it.
Absolutely, Kim, absolutely. It's an amazing plant.
Yeah, absolutely. So you learned about the medicinal values. You began using marijuana medicinally, and that's when you started advocating for change, so other people wouldn't be caught in the trap that you were in.
Right. Becoming a medical marijuana patient, I've been through a lot, from being locked out of my house to sleeping on the courthouse steps for 9 days, beaten up by police officers. So, I decided to open the Niagara Cannabis Club so I can help other people and support them in what they decide to use as their medicine. And I'm still here trying to do this. It's very, very tough.
Oh, absolutely. The pushback as of recently has been really, really hard on a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of businesses, a lot of patients having difficult time these days with the raids.
All over Canada.
Yep.
So we were operating for about 2.5 years, and we haven't had any problems whatsoever. We've had local police officers come into our place and actually get some stuff that they needed for themselves or for, their spouses or their families. We have a lot of support in the community. 2 local companies opened, and they were selling marijuana to everyone, and they got raided a few months before we did. Their customers started coming to us asking for marijuana, and we turned them away. And as a result, I suppose they phoned the police station because they couldn't get what they wanted, and we were raided as well. So during that time of the raid, I went to a few local counselors because I was told in the past that, my business here was perfectly legal. I have a business license. I've jumped through hoops through the city. They wanted me to have a handicap washroom on the main floor. I made that happen, So I had the fire marshals in there as well to make sure everything was up to code, as well as the health board to make sure that, our stuff is baked in a health board approved kitchen. So the city is very well aware of what I'm doing. So during the first raid, what I did is I went to 2 local counselors in my area, and they reassured me that they had a meeting about my business a few years ago, and there was 2 businesses opened at the same time as mine and another business. I don't know if I can say Puff Dogs, but that's who was opened. And they had a meeting about both of our businesses. And they sent out a letter at that time and asked Puff Dog to close. I was allowed to stay open, and I have been open, and they don't see why my place was raided. So they reassured me that, my place was legal. So some of the members went back in, and they wanted the place open, and they were going to run it. And my dad went there and opened the doors and, allowed the members to go and run it, because some of the stuff comes from our members. It's just a whole community, not only myself.
Yeah.
So they were running it for, over a month, 2 months, somewhere around that time. And then we all got raided. This time, the business got raided, my house got raided, the members' house got raided, as well as my parents' house got raided.
Wow.
Yeah.
So full on, full force, and no stops for anybody. They hit yous all at the same time.
Oh, yeah. And we weren't doing anything. We were just sitting at home, and it's like, oh no, what's this going on again?
Wow. And like you said, the patients and the members were the ones that were doing this, So, I mean, that shows you the necessity. Patients and members are willing to take on the responsibility of operating the business when the business owner is incapacitated or can't do it. That shows the need for that business. It's people voting with their feet, as Al likes to say.
Absolutely. When you have cancer patients going in, open the doors and, helping other members and giving up their own oil so other people could have it.
That's compassion.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. It's right. As Kim says, people are going to these places. That's voting with their feet, their money. That's that's what they're deciding. That's their decision. That's what they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's amazing to me that you got rated to start with, and the fact that you are more patient oriented rather than open to anybody over 19, as some are taking that stand now in business. But seeing that you guys were a patient only oriented establishment, to still have the raids happen and have it happen because non-patients were basically pissed off that you weren't helping them out, and they as the old saying goes, dropped a dime.
Yeah.
That's horrendous to me that somebody would do that to a patient care establishment.
It's absolutely crazy because we ran as a non-profit. Any above monies that we had, we gave to local schools for their breakfast programs.
Yeah.
So it's not like, we had piles of money. And our patients, a lot of them were cancer patients who are in they're stuck in the house running back and forth to the hospital, and they don't have money. So, they get what they need. And we can't send them anywhere now because there isn't places that have, there's not a lot of places that are nonprofit, especially around here.
Right. Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to make a buck nowadays. Finding something nonprofit, finding patient meds at an affordable cost where patients can maintain their illness on a regular basis with a steady stream of irregular meds. It's a difficult job these days, man.
That's for sure. Even making patients self-sufficient. The ones that are able to, then they worry about, their neighbors or being raided themselves or not being able to take care of their grows.
Yeah.
Right. I found that when patients are sick and they're looking after the garden, their gardens can become sick as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's head over to break.
Okay.
And, all right. And we're going to hear some bumper music by the Killing Time Band. And you're going to hear a song called An Ounce of Goodness. You can hear a bit of it anyways. And then Kim and I will continue our discussion with Kelly Kush. This is the Pace Radio Show. We are live here at lifestyleradio.ca and .net.
Hang up and try again.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
We're good friends till the bitter end. 'Cause I'll never bend. You know we're bound by our sins. Promise you this, my old friend.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
The following is a public service announcement from the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society. The Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to ensuring improved access to therapeutic cannabis and cannabis byproducts in Canada. With a federal government that has committed to legalizing cannabis, we feel it is our duty to ensure that the medicinal use of cannabis doesn't get lost in the process and that there are clear distinctions made between the medicinal and recreational use of cannabis. It is our mission to ensure that government regulation doesn't get in the way of a sick, disabled, or terminally ill person's right to use or produce this amazing natural health product. If you would like to get involved, you can contact us on the internet www.canadiantherapeuticCannabisPartners.com, on Facebook, CTCP Society, or search Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners.
CTCP now operates a medicinal cannabis signing clinic. If you want to grow your own medicinal cannabis and are located anywhere in Canada, then I'd like to suggest that you give them a call. They can be reached at 1-613-967-9888. That's 1-613-967-9888, and grow on with CTCP.
Man, have you been to Canadays yet? Canadays, Campbellford's premier cannabis culture shop at 19 Bridge Street West. They've got bongs, oil rigs, grinders, and papers. Everything you need for consumption. They've got seeds, soil, nutrients, and dome trays too. Everything you need for cultivation. Get top quality seeds from top suppliers like Canuck, Crop King, and wholesaler Nexus. Canadays. They've got all kinds of awesome cannabis novelties, clothing, and apparel. I know, right? It's a lot more than just a bong shop. Interested in gaining legal access? Canadays can help. They're a PACE information center. You know, people advocating cannabis education. Come by the shop and check it out. 19 Bridge Street West, Campbellford. Canadays. Have your say without saying a word. Canadays.ca.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
Let your love light glow. Just reach out, take that full step and kick down the door. Just let it all go.
Hey listeners, what you doing this Saturday? If you want to hear what's happening at this year's Karma Cup in Toronto, tune into Lifestyle Radio this coming Saturday afternoon. Al Rapp, Kim Cooper, and myself, Al Graham, will be live on location, plus the 420 road crew will be joining us from across Canada. We'll be talking to everyone from the vendors, where we'll hear from many concentrate and cannabis-friendly companies, to those who are attending this premier public event. So tune in here at lifestyleradio.net or at our sister station, 420radio.ca, this coming Saturday afternoon to find out what's happening at this year's Karma Cup. Saturday afternoon. Al Rapp, Kim Cooper, and myself, Al Graham. There we go. Bumper music, Calvin Time Band song. Ounce of Goodness. Kim? What do you think? You ready for this weekend's Karma Cup?
Ready for this weekend's Karma Cup 100%. Am I ready with my judge's kit? Not quite 100%.
Well, by your post, you've been pounding it back steady since it arrived. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm giving a good effort, I'll tell you. I get an A+ for effort, that's for sure. Yeah, we're almost done. We will be done by the Friday deadline.
So the plan this Saturday, you, myself, Al, Rap, all three of us are going to be live on location there at the Karma Cup in Toronto, and we're going to be talking to everybody, and we're going to be separating, so we'll be able to cover more area as well.
Yeah, you're going to be going down one side of the aisle, and I'll go down the other side of the aisle with our respective little crews behind us in stride, helping us out. And we're going to just interview as many people as we can while we're there, while we're on the air. It should be a complete blast. There's so many people there last year. I expect even more this year will attend because last year was such a success. Even with the problems that they had, it was still an off-the-hook event.
I see this year they're avoiding that problem. They're not releasing the location site until Friday.
That's correct. So no time for the city of Toronto to intervene, put a monkey wrench into the works or anything. So it should go off without a hitch this year. We'll see you all there at the undisclosed dislocation this Saturday at the Karma Cup live on Lifestyle Radio.
Yeah, and if anybody spots us and we don't spot them and they want to have a few words on the radio, by all means.
Yeah,
approach us. Tap us on the shoulder.
Yeah, approach us. We'll be the ones with the headsets and the green microphones and the black T-shirts that say Play Pace Radio. And look for us. We'll be out there.
We'll be out there. That's right. Okay, well, let's switch gears. Slide back over to our guest. Get Kelly involved here. And Kelly Kush, she's with the Niagara Cannabis Club, and she's got, by the sounds of it, quite a few interesting stories, doesn't she, Kim?
Yeah, she's got a lot has been going on in her life as of late, and sadly not in a great way either. I mean, I wish it was all good news for a change, but sadly that's not the trend these days with the police actions against all of us in the community.
That's right. Okay, well, I'm going to let you get the questions rolling here with Kelly.
Awesome. Welcome back, Kelly.
Thanks, Kim.
I hope you enjoyed your break. I know I did.
Still testing.
I'm enjoying the show.
Yes, I enjoyed my break testing Bud Sativa number 4 for the Karma Cup is what's being consumed through the show this evening, for me anyway. Just for your listening pleasure. That's what we're testing tonight. So Kelly, you've gone through these 2 raids. If that's not horrific enough, with all of the loss that you've suffered, family and friends coming out, co-workers coming out in support of you, reopening the shop, gets raided again, your house gets raided again, even though you weren't even there. And then, through all of that, another little interesting tidbit happened, and you got an interesting story that you want to share.
Sure. So in between the raids, I kept busy. Like I said, I went to see those counselors. But what I did is I traveled across Canada to see other places that are similar to myself. So we went all the way out to Victoria, BC, and right across. No problems all across Canada. We were gone for 3 weeks driving. As soon as I get back to Ontario, we're traveling, up north near the Hearst area. See some police officers.
My neck of the woods.
Well, I don't think I want to go back up that way again.
I don't blame you.
Anyway, so I'm traveling there, and I get pulled over. So, of course, I smell marijuana in the car. I said, I show them my license, and I explained about the MMAR program, like we always do, right?
Yeah.
And they come back and tell me my my license is invalid for the MMAR. Okay, well, the month before when I was raided, they gave me back my medicine. But now you're wanting to take my medicine. And what she didn't only take my medicine, she put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of her cruiser.
Oh, God.
So, and to top it all off, my hands are behind my back in the cruiser. It's so hot in there because it's summertime and the windows are up. So, finally the windows come down and she's out there tearing my car apart. Suitcases on the side of the highway. I don't know what she was looking for. She was looking for a miracle because all I had was about under 20 grams of my own medicine.
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous. Eaten alive by flies and watching her tear apart my car. It was just ridiculous.
I'm so sorry now that happened to you in Northern Ontario. You pass Kapuskasing and it's a different animal. For the region that I live in, it's about a couple of hours away from where you got pulled over, and it's a different police force. Smooth Rock Falls is owned where I live, and it's run by the Cochrane Dispatch. So that area, as well as south of there, we've got them pretty well educated. They're doing all right. You get into Kapuskasing and Hearst, they are still in the dark there. And It's very sad.
And Robert Neron's had problems up there in the past as well.
Yeah, he's in Moonbeam. So he's past the Cochrane District. I'm right on the edge of the Cochrane District. As soon as you pass Smooth Rock Falls, you go into the Kapuskasing District, and it's a different animal.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
So now I have to go back there on the 29th of September.
Wow.
They actually leveled charges?
Yes.
9.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
With your MMAR papers, and you haven't been contacted by the Crown yet?
No, I haven't. So this week I decided, that's quite a long drive for me. So I'm going to see if my lawyer, Paul Lewin, could do something about that. I've sent him all of every single license that I've had from the MMAR, and even signed up for this new program, re-signed with the doctor. It's just ridiculous. I've been a medical marijuana patient for almost 10 years now. I needed my medicine yesterday, I need it today, I need it tomorrow. It's so ridiculous. This needs to stop.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I can't believe that charges were leveled. That's astonishing to me that they went through with charges against you. And even with the charges, why haven't you been contacted by the Crown Attorney having those charges withdrawn? And, I would be demanding that particular police force become educated as to what the law actually is, because what they've done is illegal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're legal, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was unaware of that. That happened in Hearst. That's kind of my neck of the woods. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna look into it for you when I get home. I'm in Toronto right now, but when I get home, I'm putting it on my list of things to do. And I've got a couple of contacts on the police force that I've had to deal with because of rallies and that kind of stuff that come and keep the peace. And I know who they are. So let me see what I can find out.
That'd be great. And then Paul working as well, right? So,
yeah, absolutely. Paul is the way to go. He's your lawyer. He's going to be able to do way more than anything that I can do. But at least I can reach out to the police force that I have dealt with in the past and ask them to please pass on the education that they are now aware of to the neighboring force.
They have to.
Yeah, because the more officers that are aware, and if they hear it from another officer, then I think it comes with a different light.
True enough.
Yeah. Now, Kelly, for your raids there at the Niagara Cannabis Club, when have you mentioned when you appear in court for that?
Okay, the next time I appear in court, this will be my third time. Will be September the 14th here in St. Catharines at 9 a.m.
Okay, so next week then.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's in St. Catharines. Okay, all right, good. And are you hoping to see a little rally crowd out front? People holding up the signs?
Well, our first appearance when we went, our very first court case when we were asking for our disclosure, there was about 12 of us. So that's pretty good. I'm assuming there'll be more this time. So we're spreading the word around here, and we'll see what happens.
I know the group MUM, Maritimers United for Medical Marijuana, they have a court support group and people who arrange to help organize ralliers to show up.
Oh, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome thing to do for sure. I mean, the more people that go to these things, the better. And you have a really strong community backing you there.
Right.
You know, and that's awesome to see. You know, that's very awesome to see. I mean, the people, you know, took it upon themselves to operate the business while you could not do it. That speaks volumes right there. Let's hope that the rest of the community stands strong with all of you as a group now through all of this.
And we're still collecting the testimonials in. We have about 30 of them right now, and more coming in.
Right on.
Yeah.
So tell us about these testimonials. Now, what are they for the people that don't know?
Okay, so we're collecting testimonials to bring to the court case or maybe to the news or whoever may need them, to say how marijuana helped them, how the club helped them, how the program, the MMAR and the new program has failed them, why they can't go into the new programs, you know, testimonials of those sorts.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Good stuff.
Now, did I see something posted earlier about some fundraisers or something like that's going on?
Yes, we're having a fundraiser. Actually, the Killing Time Band's helping us with that.
Oh, hey, here we got them playing your song.
Yeah, Killing Time Band's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, awesome, guys. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always enjoy it. So where is that being held? What is it?
We had a location, but there was a discrepancy there, so we have to change the location, and we're not quite sure where we're going to have it. So if somebody knows of a location in the Niagara area where we can have a venue or an upcoming venues, if they can contact me, that would be great.
Now, would that be a venue that would allow people to maybe at minimum be able to vaporize? Not necessarily inside, but they can do their vaporizing and smoking outside. Right. Okay. Yeah, because even some people don't even want you to even consume outside. They don't want you consuming on the property or people coming back onto their property. It's just so much stigma and everything against it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's really getting ridiculous. You know, consumption sites are needed. I mean, you want to sell it to everybody, but you don't want nobody to do it anywhere.
Exactly. And it's for socializing too. A lot of my patients have anxiety issues. So even to get out of the house, they haven't been out of the house for years. So to be able to come and socialize where other people smoke marijuana and not have that stigma attached to it.
In a safe environment, you know, they can feel safe.
For sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, people who consume alcohol, they go to places to socialize and places they feel safe. And, you know, that's all cannabis consumers, medical and recreational consumers, are really hoping and looking for in the legalization models without waiting years to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it's the social aspect that I think the public in general and the medical community have a hard time wrapping their heads around. You know, it's the first time that we've had a medically prescribed drug that you actually use in a social setting.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't know how to deal with that. It's like, no, you don't sit around and share your Percocets. You know, you don't sit around and share your high blood pressure medicine. You know, but you do share your cannabis, which can replace both of those medications. You know.
So true.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's the one thing that is difficult for the general people to wrap their head around. Yes, it can be socially, a social thing, but at the same time, still have medicinal value. That doesn't take away the medicinal value of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And Kelly, you had a lounge. You mentioned you had a lounge earlier with this.
Yes, for 2.5 years we were open.
And then all of a sudden they just come in and shut you down.
That's
but
right.
yet, you had 2.5 years. Over those 2.5 years, other than the raids, did the police ever just come in just to do a look around and see that there's no trouble and leave, or did or was there ever any reports of any, activity as far as, to say, a fight was going on and the police had to show up to, break up a disturbance?
We never had the police come for any fights or any kind of problems whatsoever. They did come twice because there was an issue with a couple patients that were suicidal, but that was only to assist and make sure that the patients were okay.
Yeah, that's a medical need.
Absolutely,
Correct.
And they were very supportive at that time.
Yeah, that's a medical need. And you did the right thing by calling the people that could take care of it with the right tools to take care of it. So it shows that you're responsible.
For sure.
I mean, the whole thing is just crazy. The fact that non-patients couldn't get access to the medication for patients is the reason that you got raided. I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, over the 2.5 years, you know how many people I've told about Phoenix Tears? Every single one of them.
Yeah.
So
spreading the knowledge and the truth.
Absolutely. And I've had thousands of people in there.
Yeah. Over the years, the numbers have just swelled. People are just sharing the information, and it's just traveling.
I remember being one of the 9,000 medical marijuana patients in.
Yeah.
More than 9,000 of us, that's for darn sure.
Oh yeah. Just a couple.
Crazy. The program couldn't handle us 9,000. It would take months and months and months.
Yeah.
Now what's going on?
They still can't handle it. Patients are waiting 5 months to get their license, 6 months to receive a license. Like, what's that? Like, that's not reasonable access to cannabis.
Right.
Could you just imagine if you had to take your prescription for your medication into the pharmacy, and then you wait 5 or 6 months for them to issue a license so that you can get it?
No sense at all.
So you can produce,
It can't be done.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. No. And then no place to return it if it's garbage.
Yeah.
We need our medicine now. We need to go and get it.
Yeah. That's right. And we need, reliable, trustworthy sources, that you can get on demand.
Right. From other patients that are growing as a community.
Yeah.
Nobody wants NLP garbage.
Yep.
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, well, there's no way that the government's going to get enough big, like corporate companies to produce enough cannabis, even to get legalization really going in the beginning. Because even these people who are just getting licensed now, startup, growing, 2 gardens, all that testing, blah blah blah, they won't be ready by next July the 1st. But you've got thousands and thousands of patients out there growing who could maybe, be allowed to have plant increases and be able to assist where required.
Yeah, and we just had in the last couple of days, I saw Aurora Cannabis has just made the first official purchase to bring in a craft cannabis grower's crop into their inventory.
Yeah, they purchased some from Supreme 7 acres. Yeah. But they also, in that notice, they said that they're supportive of storefronts if they're supplying the storefront.
If they supply the storefront.
Correct.
So yeah, so they're looking at a model where we go into, you know, the local corner mart, and it's the guy behind the counter with bottles from Tweed and Aurora and whoever and whoever and whoever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's
same as alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's their version. But then, I mean, if they're even if they want to allow that, I have no problem with them having an LP dispensary that allows all of the LPs to sell their stuff in a storefront dispensary. If they want to do that, that's fine. But they can't then eliminate a craft grower dispensary.
Yeah.
Right? As long as they allow in turn the craft grower dispensary on a level playing field, then it's all good.
Hey, I'm sure that Kelly would agree. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, ladies.
Come back for it. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah, it would be interesting. And you know, even when it's all done and said July 1st next year, you know, it will continue. You got to keep advocating for improvements. And hopefully things don't take as long as it did here in Ontario to get wine in the grocery store. That's all.
Hopefully we learned from that, and we're not going to have to take all those steps that we took in the beginning, and they'll just see the light, you know, and the wisdom.
All right, let's head for a commercial break, and we'll pay some bills. Hear a little bit more from the Killing Time Band, who's going to be performing at a fundraiser for Kelly Kush and the Niagara Cannabis Club. And then when we return, Kim and I will continue our conversation. You're listening to the Pace Radio Show here at lifestyleradio.ca and .net.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
Least expected. Oh, the greatest gift of all. Goodness, hand it out to one and
all. Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
Man, have you been to Canadays yet? Canadays, Campbellford's premier cannabis culture shop at 19 Bridge Street West. They've got bongs, oil rigs, grinders, and papers. Everything you need for consumption. They've got seeds, soil, nutrients, and dome trays too. Everything you need for cultivation. Get top quality seeds from top suppliers like Canuck, Crop King, and wholesaler Nexus. Canadays. They've got all kinds of awesome cannabis novelties, clothing, and apparel. I know, right? It's a lot more than just a bong shop. Interested in gaining legal access? Canadays can help. They're a PACE information center. You know, people advocating cannabis education. Come by the shop and check it out. 19 Bridge Street West, Campbellford. Canadays. Have your say without saying a word. Canadays.ca.
Hi, this is Al Graham of the Pace Radio Show. Are you keeping pace, as in keeping people advocating cannabis education? If you're not, and you're a cannabis consumer, then why not? Others are working hard every day to help educate people about cannabis so you can enjoy your daily 420. Get involved and speak out. Be loud and proud so that you can keep pace. Tune into the Pace Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about people advocating cannabis education here on lifestyleradio.ca.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
When your problems seem 10 feet tall, and there's no one you can call, you can't find your words to say, I'll remind you of that day.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the program. If you didn't already know, you can catch the podcast version of this live broadcast by going to YouTube, Mixcloud, iTunes, and even the U.S. version of iHeartRadio. Tonight's bumper music was by the Killing Time Band, as we mentioned. They are Ontario-based. They're well-known in the Toronto, Burlington area. If you're ever around there, I'm sure they'll be playing somewhere. If you enjoyed their music, then you want to hear more, then I say check them out on YouTube or go to thekillingtimeband.com. On today's program, we have our guest, Kelly Kush of the Niagara Cannabis Club, and Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper is my joint host. Well, ladies, we're getting into the last segment, and I'm sure we have a direction where we want to go, but I have a quick question for Kelly. I know we sort of discussed a little bit of this earlier, but some other people may have wondering the same thing as myself. And, we've seen this ruling here, the Hamilton Dispensary. I don't know if your cases are similar or not, but, the judge ruled that they can keep dispensing as long as they're dispensing to patients only. Now, is there something in there that can help you? Go ahead.
I'm hoping so, because the lawyer that did that was Jack Lloyd.
Correct. Oh, yes.
I was
yes,
very excited to hear that. To allow them to continue helping medical patients, that's a great start.
Yeah, it is. And it'll be interesting what happens when they're going to hear it again or hear some more of it at a later date. So it's going to be interesting to hear what the submissions are at that time. Whether they'll continue to allow it to stay open.
Yeah, I believe it's in December.
December. Okay, well, hey, that gives them lots of time in order to get everything that they need to help them to keep this fight going.
Yeah, something has to be done. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. That's right. Okay, I think Kim had some questions for you on another matter, didn't you, Kim?
Seems like she disappeared there.
Oh, she did. Oh, I see that now. She's dropped out. She's on the road. She's not at home. She's on the road. She's, relying probably on a hotel Wi-Fi. She's in Toronto for the next week. She's doing a big tour. I don't know if you read it or seen any of her posts there, Kelly.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. She's traveling all over and checking out everything.
Yeah, well, she lives 8 hours away from the city, right? So when you get a chance to get down here, spend some time, maybe give some people who as well, as friends, who you only know online, to maybe get to actually meet them in person. Just so you know, Kim, we're just talking about you.
Are we?
Yeah, we're talking about your tour. When you disappeared there, I was asking you. I believe that you had some questions for Kelly.
Yeah, I've all lost now because I've transferred over. I'm now on my cell phone and I'm not on my laptop. I guess I lost the signal. I'm at a hotel, so I'm using the Wi-Fi in a hotel. So
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of touch and go, and I think I lost the signal. So I'm on my cell phone now.
It's been better than I thought it would be. Let's put it that way. But we did have some issues here and there, but that's all right. We're still moving along.
Yeah. But I'm back. I'm on my phone. I'm organized. I'm back. Yeah. So when we left, we were talking about all your raids and, the hang up that you had which is horrible, in Hearst in Northern Ontario. But there was one added little thing. You, on your last raid, you actually got released after being arrested. This time you got some bail conditions, right?
Well, the first time I got bail conditions I wasn't allowed back at my club. So on the second time I got arrested, they didn't allow me to release unless I got somebody to come and bail me out, which was my mom. Which she did, but there was a little twist to being allowed let out. If I was going to be let out that day, I wasn't allowed to stay in the same house as my common law boyfriend. And we would have to stay at separate addresses and not talk to each other and and stay with our sureties.
Wow.
Or we can go to jail for the night, me going to Vanier for the night, and him going up to the Thorold Detention Center. And we can spend the night there. And we can think about how it is there. And the next time somebody asks us for help, we can think twice. So we decided, okay, we have to go to jail for the night so we can, stay in the same house. That's what we did.
So they forced you into jail. It was basically, they were holding your relationship over your head. They were blackmailing you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, isn't that just a wonderful thing for them to do?
All of us that got arrested, there was 6 of us. 5 of us were medical marijuana patients. So, it's ridiculous to be putting medical marijuana patients in jail for marijuana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. You mentioned earlier Paul Lewin's name, so I'm taking it he's your attorney on all of this?
Yes, he is. He's very, very supportive. He's been very supportive of me since I've opened my club. So in the past, I have phoned him a couple times, just to make sure I was running the club how I was supposed to be and, up with a few laws. And he's always been very helpful. So in my time of need, he's really come forward and helped me a lot.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he's a good friend of the cannabis community. A lot of people support him. And,
Absolutely.
Him and Jack and the guys out west and everything. It's a great little group of guys who have done some terrific work. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Well, Jack studied under him. He worked in the same office as Paul for many years while he was still, before he was in university and before he had passed the bar. Great guy, Paul Lewin. Been doing a lot for a lot of people. Matt Murnau's lawyer as well, I believe.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard of Paul was through Matt's case, and I remember seeing him on stage speaking at the Global Marijuana March, and I think it's not what I pictured as I'm used to seeing lawyers in suits, but he was up there in his everyday relaxing after work clothes, just like everybody else that was there. It was
just a regular guy.
Correct.
That cares.
Cares. Yes.
Yeah.
He actually cares.
Yeah, absolutely. Good guy. And of course, working for also part-time, one of the lawyers involved with Normal Canada, who is also at this year's Karma Cup, as usual.
Oh, is he appearing in the? Is there the panel of the lawyers?
I know he's been on several panels for NORML. I'm not 100% sure if he's speaking at this year's NORML, but he has in the past.
Well, hey, we're all separate. We can be all separate, mobile this weekend. So who knows? Maybe you'll get a chance to go up there and report live from there on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking into who's speaking when, and there is a chance that I may branch off and take a run up and talk to some of the speakers, do some short interviews with some of the speakers for NORML as well.
So, Kelly, do you have any restrictions to being able to attend these events?
Not to actually attend events, just I'm not allowed over where my club is, and I'm not allowed to have any grow equipment. How am I supposed to grow my grow if I can't have my grow equipment? So
now, how can they restrict a patient? I don't understand how they can get away with restricting a patient from having grow equipment. How can they get away with that?
Well, I have a grower who doesn't give me my grow. Like a lot of patients, we get ripped off from our growers. So, I tried to grow a few plants my own self, and that doesn't work out very well. They take it. So I try again, they take it again. So I have restrictions.
So you're being victimized not only by the law enforcement, but the person who's supposed to be assisting you, a caregiver, a person who's supposed to have some compassion,
Yeah.
Just
not
like
making, not getting your medication. That has been so maddening to me over the last dozen years that I've been involved in this. Is seeing patients like yourself and others that are being taken advantage of, and as far as having their gardens ripped off.
Gardens ripped off, and designated growers refusing to give up the grow at the end, or keeping portions of the grows. All kinds of stuff like that going on.
Yeah.
At least give your patients the medicine, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Now it's like I've seen people over the years how they've gone. Some people have been successful. Some people have troubles. Getting rid of those designated growers, those bad ones, and it's like I've seen situations where friends have ran into issues. Like you just never know, right? There's some really good people out there, and there's some people who are friends but don't realize there's more. There's a side that they don't realize is there.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. The greed. If people would stop with the greed, they don't need hundreds and hundreds of grams per day. If they put some kind of limit on it and then allowed people to grow a certain amount of plants, they wouldn't have all of this bullshit going on.
Right. That's right. Yeah. There's plenty of room for everybody in this industry, and on a personal level. People can have their own plants and grow what they want, then they don't have a need to go after somebody else. If you can go to the corner, if you can go to the corner and pick up your ready-made stuff, like everybody else or like any other product, then you have no need to rob somebody of their tomato plants in their backyard, because you can get tomatoes at the market.
Absolutely. It would get rid of the black market. Everybody just trade like we would with tomatoes.
That's it. If everybody can get it, if you can buy it anywhere, if you can grow it in your backyard, then that eliminates the criminal element, because it's not worth anything anymore.
Well, I always like to say to reduce the criminal element, because there's still people who sell bootleg and alcohol and tobacco.
Oh, absolutely, and there's still people that raid tomato gardens.
Correct.
So what are you gonna do?
Like I can remember raiding a few when I was younger.
Exactly. There's a bunch of little owls out there.
Yeah, that's right. Splat.
Owl-like children.
It was the people who I hung around with. There must have been a bad influence on them.
That's what it was. But it takes awareness, like we're all doing, to spread the word and to make it more normal and to get our message across and to gain our rights. And you went, Kelly, a long way to garner that awareness by going across the country and raising some awareness. Tell us real quick a little bit overview of your trip from here to BC.
I went all the way out to Vancouver Island by the ferry and took another ferry out to Gabriola Island.
Yeah.
And everywhere in between.
Yeah, you had really quite a trip, eh?
Yeah, it was amazing driving. So much to see.
Yeah, and you stopped everywhere and you raised some awareness while on your stop?
For sure I did.
Sounds like you're doing a lot of public education on your drive out there.
Yeah, I did some there. I do some here locally, too. I speak at different support groups and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Talk about the cannabis issue, patients, benefits, all that stuff. So when you did your travel out west, did you stop and visit some of people who maybe you only met online, you never actually met in person?
Yeah, up in Edmonton and out on the island, yep.
Yeah? Cool. So it was enjoyable. I always enjoy doing that. Yeah. That's what's nice about these cannabis events. They, like in the past, the Treating Yourself Expo, when it was going on.
I missed that.
Yeah, so it brought the cannabis community from around the world together.
Right. Got to follow and see each other grow as, right across Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing to watch what everyone's doing.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
And we also can learn off each other, feed off each other. You see someone's doing really well, and you don't copy their idea, but you look at what they've done and say, hey, I can do something similar to that.
And it's so encouraging too to see so many new faces from the old days. I mean, like I was in it way back when, and then I took a break, and then I came back. And there's so many people, and a lot of younger people, really encouraged by the amount of college students that are becoming involved nowadays for the right reasons.
We need more people involved for sure.
Yeah. What is it? The College for Students for Sensible Drug Policy. In Toronto, their numbers are increasing.
Good.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Yes.
More court support too. When people are going to court, and we need to spread the word and get support groups together for that.
Yeah, attend court dates. I mean, so many people are going to court right now. It's great to see the community come out in support of those that are in court. Because people that are in the court front of the judges right now are the ones that are fighting for all of us.
Yeah.
They're not there for just them. They're there for all of us, for the entire community. All of our futures lie on the outcomes of these cases.
And we do need that support because, after those raids, I'm even scared to have my own little bit of medicine here. Because that second raid, I didn't even have my medicine. All I had was roaches, and they were still coming. And, when they came back and said, you know what, I found a bag at your house. It was on your coffee table. It had 20 grams in it. I said, that's fucking impossible. And I said, you know what? Now you're getting desperate. You're taking sticks and stems. And that's what they did the second time. When they have to take sticks and stems from patients, how desperate are they?
Oh,
I mean, that's crazy.
Sticks and stems. Imagine being in a court of law and holding
and that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to show that bag and say, this is what we took the second time. I'm down to roaches because, it's scary because I'm worried about them coming again and getting arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I've been arrested twice, sure.
Yeah, and I've been arrested 3 times over the summer. It's like ridiculous.
But I don't understand how you keep getting arrested with your papers.
I know. So that's why I got another doctor to sign again, a new one, and I'll carry that with me and we'll see. Around here, my pink paper, as we know, the MMAR is a pink paper. It is valid here locally. So I don't know. We'll figure up north, and we'll see what Paul Lewin comes back and says about that.
Yeah, I'd be. I'm anxious to hear what Paul has to say about it, because just the whole idea of it is preposterous. I mean, every law enforcement official in this country should be aware of what that pink paper is and the MMAR. It's so old, it's outdated. So how can they not know?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Kelly. Where are we here? We're down to the last few minutes of the program. Is there anything that you would like to bring up or discuss or talk before we move along?
Just want to say thanks for having me on the show, and remember to support people when they have court cases and fundraisers and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I can tell you of an incident that I don't know whether yours would be the same idea or not, but in Peterborough, there was a cannabis culture store that was up there. It was operating a dispensary. It would have a line up down the street daily, serving people. When it got raided and it came time for their first court appearance, the only people there was the immediate friends of two of the people. There was like maybe five people there, which they couldn't understand. They had all those people lined up that were there buying all the time, but when it come to support court, they felt like they had been, nobody showed.
Every single one of those people should have been there supporting, just like every single one of my customers should be there as well.
Yeah, if you can line up outside.
That's what we need masses.
Correct. And, if you can get people to line up outside the store, it'd be great. You gotta get them line up outside the courthouses, because, it's a support on, both ends.
They line up outside of Beechwood Donuts or Tim Hortons, right?
Yeah,
that's right. You're all in the lineup every morning for your coffee on your way into whatever your job is. Take the time to support your local vendor, because that's when we need them.
Absolutely.
They're risking, yourself, you're seeing yourself, they're risking their livelihood to their life to be quiet, because it's just going to be filled full of courts and all this other stuff and lawyers and everything. And, they're taking that big risk. So, it'd be nice if we get more people to the courts in order to support everybody.
For sure.
All right, Kelly, have you got a shout-out that you would like to throw at a person, place, a thing, a website?
Well, shout out to Hamilton for, really stepping forward in this movement. And can follow the Niagara Cannabis Club on Facebook. We have groups and pages, and looking forward to seeing what everybody's doing in the future.
Are you going to the Karma Cup?
I don't think so. I'm getting ready for my court case this week.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask, because I'd say, hey, we would see you there.
Well, who knows? Never know.
Well, we hope we see you there. It would be nice to see you there, for sure.
It would be good to see you guys, too.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
I was planning a trip out there, but that sadly has to get put on the back burner for now.
That's okay, Kim. Maybe in the future we'll be open soon again.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll make the trip. Yeah, and we'll make the trip out to see you for sure when you are, Kelly.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Kim, have you got a shout-out?
Yeah, I do. My shout-out is to two head shop / dispensary type stores that I'm going to be visiting tomorrow, along with a hydroponics company. So my shout out is to Legacy 420 in Tyendinaga territory, out by Belleville. Going to be heading out there tomorrow and visiting with my friends out there. I'm also going to be attending DMA Hydroponics in Belleville as well, sometime just after lunch. And then in the afternoon, I will be out in the Brampton area, and you can find me at the Hayes Boutique with Matthew Raff. So catch me on tour tomorrow throughout various locations.
That's quite the road tour. You're covering a lot of ground.
Yeah, we're getting all the outskirts taken care of in one day. And then we have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're in downtown Toronto.
There you go. Well, I'll see you at the Carmel Cup.
Yes, you will. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm heading the other direction tomorrow. I know you're going to be close to me, but unfortunately, I have to go the other direction, so.
Oh well. I will see you on Saturday.
I will see you on Saturday, exactly. Okay, and Saturday, that's because we're all going to get the Carmel Cup, yourself, Al Rapp, and myself. And we'll have the 420 road crew that's going to join us. I know Ross will be live from home. And we've invited some others as well to join us, so we'll see what happens. And I think it's going to be an enjoyable time. So.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, okay, so Saturday afternoon. Tune in to Lifestyle Radio to catch that. Let's see. Just a reminder, next Wednesday I'm back with Alicia and her guest. And I'm sure it's going to be somebody who is working very hard to educate people about cannabis. You can find the Pace Radio Show on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Pace Radio. We're on Instagram as Pace Radio Show. And let's see, we're on the web at pace-online.ca. And while you're there, send us a message about you're looking for some free stuff, and we'll send you some free educational information. Thank yous go to our sponsors, the friendly folks at BMA Hydroponics, where you can catch Kim tomorrow. They're in Belleville, Ontario, and they're online at BMAHydroponics.com. CC Nexus, a cannabis seed wholesaler. They're found at ccnexus.global. A few thousand strains available there. And to our producer, Al Rapp, always thank you to him. And a huge thank you to you, Kelly, for coming on the program and talking to us about the Niagara Cannabis Club. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We'll have to have you. We'll have to have you on again after your court case, so you can do a follow-up report on all that.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have you back.
Sounds good.
As always, Kim, thanks to you, and we'll see you on Saturday. And a big thank you to our listeners. We always appreciate our listeners, and we always make sure we want to thank them for tuning in the program. And good night. We'll talk to you soon. Saturday.
Good night.
Good night.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.